Is Mental Health Awareness Month, and a new suicide prevention strategic plan has been released nationwide. Haley Kirby breaks down these strategies in this 14 News Peace of Mind project.
Brian, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services just released this new 10-year plan. It focuses on strategies to prevent suicides across the country. Locally, organizations are also using their resources to help those struggling with their mental health. The 2024 National Strategy for Suicide Prevention, an outline of how we can help those who need it.
There's far too many people in this world for anyone to have to go through something by themselves. Chances are someone else has had a similar experience and they can use that experience to help someone else.
Emily Reedford with Easter Seals says the best thing people can do to help those struggling with their mental health or thoughts of suicide is to reassure them they are not alone and get them the help they need.
We have mobile crisis teams available now. We have local hotline numbers available now. We also have a local team of suicide post-prevention experts, and that's a team of people who reach out to a family and friends of someone after a suicide death.
But this new national plan hopes to expand that help, and it's doing it in 4 parts. First, to build and sustain suicide prevention at all levels of community. Second, to implement suicide prevention services as a core component of healthcare. Third, to improve quality, timeliness, and access. And fourth, to expand effective programs.
I really think the plan is trying to look at all aspects of suicide prevention, of course, but access to that mental health care, meeting people where they are. So having the numbers to call, someone to reach out and actually go and be there. That's the mobile crisis unit. And then the third step to that is a place to go.
Most importantly, know you are not alone and that you can recover. So if you or someone you know is struggling with mental health, you can find more information about resources on our website under the Peace of Mind section.